specific idea or something that you would like to bring in as VP of Diversity for next year? And maybe give us a short little blurb about how you plan to implement it. And two, what is something that you think that you bring personally that's not related to the role of VP of Diversity that would help the MBA Association?
One thing I would like to implement is adopting a couple different cultural events that will embrace the diversity that is our cohort and that is our MBA community. We have people from all over the world, and I think that everyone's culture should be celebrated. So whether it is a combination of events during the holidays or something during a specific month. One thing I would like to bring to the table is some sort of celebration in March for International Women's Month, because I think that there are so many amazing women in our cohort and in our MBA program in general doing amazing things, and I think that should be celebrated. And I think one thing that I bring that is unique to the table is a global perspective. I think that I have something that just looking at me, you can't really tell, but I've lived almost in 5 different countries and multiple different states, and I have a unique perspective that I can bring from the different places I have been.
To answer the first question, I would say that my focus, apart from conducting all these events for different cultures, my focus is on building relationships and bonds. I would like people to open their doors and actually have people come into their houses. For example, I know the South Koreans in our class have not gotten out of their houses. So I would like to conduct events, maybe have them host dinners at their houses so that we can go to their place and be a part of their family. Because like I said in my speech, we have a small class. We have 49 people. How it shouldn't be so hard for people to call one another to their homes to cook a meal for the other person. I want to not keep this a broad objective of conducting, make sure everyone is represented in terms of festivals. But I want to make sure that when we walk out of this program, everyone feels like a family. And that is the focus. To answer the second question, what sets me apart is that I have been an exchange student. So I have met 100 of students from around the world. I have friends from each and every continent today, and I understand their culture. I know the do's and don'ts. I know, the key languages, the key words that they use, what it is that they like, what makes them want to give you a hug. Just these small things that really count for a position like this. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll keep it very brief to answer to your question. So what will I do differently? What we have done right now is I will bring on the table in the month of June to celebrate a day for Pride Month. In February, I want to celebrate a day to celebrate a Black History Month. So it's about respect, it's about awareness, it's about inclusiveness. It's, as my colleague clearly mentioned and very actually beautifully mentioned, that he wants everyone to open the doors and bring everyone in for the food. That's a great point, and I would definitely like to take that point as well and include that with the support of Mohit, to include that in my can say a quench to fulfill that inclusivity to support all my cohort here. And what I bring unique to this position is curiosity. I'm curious enough to learn new things, and that curiosity was the thing that I was wearing lederhosen in Munich for Oktoberfest, that I was from a different culture. I had never done that before, but it was being inclusive in the culture, in the tradition, and same curiosity led me celebrate all the parades. Last 4 years I've celebrated all the 4th of July parades here in States. So that's the inclusivity, that kind of curiosity I bring to the table. And I believe that is one point that sets me unique, and that's one point that will help me with this position and helping others to get included in their, and within other cultures as well. Thank you.
I would love to arrange events in which each of us could tell all of our class about his culture in order to enhance our knowledge as future leaders of culture, of different countries all over the world, of different cultures in the States. And what set me apart, I really enjoying learning about different cultures. I traveled to more than 20 countries over the world, and in each of those travels before that, I read some book about the culture of the country, or took some cooking classes or some kind of other activities in the country to learn about the culture. I'm really passionate about that.
So, quickly, very quickly, none of you mentioned about culture in terms of diversity, in terms of professional backgrounds. In your opinion, very shortly, what role does diversity play in the career progression of individuals coming in for MBA from different countries and from within the States?
So, addressing that question, I surely agree that different professional backgrounds, especially from different countries, could bring more experience and more ideas to the table. I'm totally agree that this is something that we should discuss and exploit in order to enhance our leadership skills.
That's a really good question, Vivek. So I'll start that with you're correct about people being from different professional background from different country, and given that I have numerous years of experience, 4 in States and 3 in Germany, and again 4 in India, I have a different professional background than most of the cohort, and I have a different diverse global experience as well. And I would say I would start with explaining the norms of the industry to the cohort, how things work over here, how industries work over here, and what are the professional terms that to be used in the industry or not. And that's more related towards the diversity of I would say regional diversity as well, because some things in India are normal but not here, so you have to get in that forefront as well. And also I would add to this as this is a joint support with the help of VP alumni as well, because with the support of VP alumni, if elected as VP of diversity and inclusion, I can make those events successful where I can have people from different professional background and different regional background, geographical background, come here for the speeches and talks, and also involve with you during the talks of how you can make your professional life successful. Thank you.
I too believe that it is especially important to incorporate professional development and career development in this role as well. And it is a task that I had personally taken on upon myself from almost the first day being in this program, because I had, whenever I would see an opportunity or a scholarship that would be available to some of my international peers, I would pass that information along. And a lot of people can attest to that, because I've shared scholarships with my classmates and various opportunities, because I know firsthand what it is like to be an international student. I was an international student in undergrad before I became an American citizen. And so I know some of the challenges and how difficult it can be when you are in a different country and you are looking for opportunities, but you feel as if the doors are closing in and opportunities are limited to you because you are not from the country. And so I definitely think that within this role that this person, whoever is lucky enough to get the opportunity, should take those considerations into account and not just limit the diversity and inclusion aspect to events and to the social side, but also how are you going to help elevate your peers? How are you going to help develop everyone so that people have what they need to be successful within the program?
I think there are 2 aspects to look at over here. I think professional inclusion is secondary. We all have our backgrounds and we've all achieved in our lives before we are all capable enough. That is why we are a part of this program. What I want to do as VP of Diversity and Inclusion is to create that social environment for everyone to be able to deliver or bring whatever they have experienced in the past onto the table. Because once you create that environment, all of the strengths start to show automatically. And in terms of professional inclusion, that is something that I will do along with the other VPs that are part of the MBA association. So what I want to focus on is creating a social environment that is conducive for each one of you to bring what your strengths are to the table.